some signs that you will see. Those are the signs with which you can easily identify killer associations. I'll just show you some signs, because symptoms are crucial for treatments. Now, when we talk about this, and please don't joke with it, because it doesn't take much for a man to derail in destiny. For the rest of your life, you will never find balance again from the point when you derail. So this is what the devil does when he wants a man to fall or to fail. He sends people into your life that strengthen your weakness. If you get stronger in the areas of your weakness, you will automatically get weaker in the areas of your strength. That's what it simply means. If you get stronger in the areas of your weakness, you will automatically get weaker in the area of your strength. And don't forget that your weakness gives you away to your enemies. Your weakness gives you away to the devil. Your weakness is what opens the door for the attacks, for the crisis, issues in your life. When people cannot manage their weaknesses, they end up destroying associations. But that's what anyone that fits your weakness prepares you for destruction. Because the weaker you are, the more vulnerable you become. The weaker you are, the people that every time you think of doing evil, they encourage, say, go ahead, nothing will happen. Are you the first person to do it? You won't be the last person. They are killer associations. Don't forget, the day of consequence, you suffer alone. Number 2 sign of killer associations. Number 2 sign that an association is a killer association: we destroy you, we put you into trouble, we make you regret. Number 2, they are competitors. They are competitors. They are competitors. Watch people who don't commend you, but they compete with you. Stay away from them. Praise God. Be careful of people who don't commend you, but they compete with you. Stay away from them. And so they cannot compliment you fully without finding a way to bring in themselves, to bring in their own achievements, to bring in their own successes, because they are competitors. These are killer associations. And so wisdom is simple. Allow the king to reign, and the king will hand over to the prince. When it is your turn, it's your turn. In fact, when it is your turn, it's your time. Number 3 signs of killer associations: they are vain and desperate people. They are vain and desperate people. Vain and desperate people. They are people that are ready to do anything. They can't be controlled. They lack control. Hey, be careful. Be careful about people that want to go very fast in life. They want to go fast forward. Be careful with them. They are in churches, they are in everywhere. They are vain and desperate. They are ready to do anything. They are ready to do anything. They are ready to do anything. They want every fashion. They want everything that comes out. They want to be reigning. They want to be... Be careful of people like that. Number 4. Number 4 sign of killer associations: violent and abusive people. Violent and abusive people. Violent and abusive people. Violent and abusive people. Associations that are violent and abusive are killer associations. Associations that are violent and abusive are killer associations. Don't keep friends with men that any small thing they remove their clothes, they are fighting. There are women that any small thing they are tearing clothes, they are breaking bottles, they are shouting, they are screaming, they are busying everybody. Don't keep such company. Don't keep such company. Don't keep such company. Don't keep such. Rebellious and disorderly people. Rebellious and disorderly people. Who are these people? They are people that we fight against a system, fight against a government, fight against a church. It doesn't take them anything to scatter. They don't value peace. They don't value unity. They are rebellious people. Rebellion is their code of operation. They don't value peace. They just come in and scatter everywhere. The man is coming back and he's hoping to come and rest. As he opens the door, you start abusing him. They can scatter meeting, they can scatter anything. Rebellious people. No respect for authority. Nothing means anything to them. No one means anything to them. Rebellious and disorderly people. Don't keep them as friends. Be wise. Just be careful. All the people you know that are rebellious, they know how to talk against people, talk against pastors, talk against church. They only find weaknesses. Be careful with them. Because on the day of consequences, you face it alone. How do you know them? Number 6, they dishonor God. They dishonor God. They dishonor God. Anyone that when they do things, they cannot be restrained by the fear of God, don't keep associations with them. If you hear somebody say, even if God comes down, I won't change my mind, deal carefully with that person. Somebody say, even if God comes here now, nothing will happen. Be careful. People who have no honor for God must not be in your inner circle. You can keep them outside. They can be neighbors, they can be acquaintances, but if you want to fulfill destiny, don't make them close people. Don't bring them close. Because it is through the honor of God that a man is established. So keep them away from you. And I want to say this to you. If you must go far, the secret of honoring God is let God be your weakness. Let God be what? Your weakness. No matter what happens, once God is involved, you can let go. Finish well. Number 7, they despise authorities. They despise authorities. To despise means to disregard, to look down on, to belittle, and to insult. To despise means to disregard, to look down on, to belittle, they are lawbreakers. That thing they say don't do is what they do. And they say nobody can do anything. Well, for a season nobody can do anything. But every choice has a consequence. Alright, number 8. How do you know associations that will destroy a man? They drain you always. Number 8, they drain you always. I'll explain something very powerful here, and I want you to listen with your heart, not just your ears. These kind of associations are manipulative to satisfy themselves at your expense always. They are manipulative to satisfy themselves at your expense always. They take undue advantage of you. How do you know them? They never stop asking. Because they want to use you to store up enough. They are not asking to meet needs. They are asking to have extra. They never stop asking. They are insatiable. Nothing is ever okay. They are the ones that undermine your sacrifice. You go out of your way and you give something to them, and their responses to you makes you feel like what you gave them is less than what they deserve or what they expect. They undermine your sacrifice. They don't know that they shouldn't have a place in your life. Are you hearing me? No sentiments. There are other people who drain you emotionally, not just financially. Every time they are around you, they stress you and stress you and stress you. You can't sleep. You can't have peace of mind. Please, for God's sake, keep away from you all those that drain you emotionally. You know why? If you don't have soundness in your emotions, you can't function maximally. Remember? They lack zeal for serving God. They lack zeal for serving God. They lack zeal for serving God. One group of people you must avoid are people who are spiritually weak and nonchalant. Those who are spiritually weak and nonchalant. Anyone you see that always makes excuses about the things of God, please carefully begin to avoid them. Can I tell you one truth? Even if you are benefiting from them, avoid them. God will always pay the hearts. You can be whatever you want to be, but God will always pay the heart. It's the heart that God rewards. Payment in this kingdom is not by handwork or hard work. You see this kingdom? I don't know about anywhere else, but you see this kingdom. I know a little about this kingdom. Not like pastor that say they know God. I don't know God, though. I know little. But you see this kingdom rewards hard work. For those of you that know that God is the one that made you, please don't leave God. Those of you who know who made you, you can play with God. Because that's my summary of this whole thing. You don't need to convince a man to chase God if God is his foundation. If he remembers where God picked him from and gave him a name, and now that he has a name, he's too busy for God, he has forgotten something. So those of you that remember where God picked you from, never let anything quench your fire for him. But those of you who know who made you, treat God anyhow. Then in the latter time of life, go and read Ecclesiastes 12. He said, remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, when the evil time has not come. There is a time that is coming, and every man will face it. You can't pray it away. The only thing that will keep you surviving that time is your attitude now towards God. That will be your password. That will be the code with which you will travail when that moment comes. Say it here. He said, remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, why the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. Now that you have time for God, you have energy to serve God, you are busy being busy for God, then the days when you need God to carry you, and God will say, no, I'm not available. Don't let any issue around you, family, business, people, church, make you so angry and leave church. To leave church is to live life. Take the things of God serious. 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 God will never forget your neighbor. God will never forget. Number 10, the last. See the people you must avoid. They love pleasure but hate hard work. They love what? Pleasure but hate hard work. They love pleasure but hate hard work.